Hi everyone and welcome back to the Zombies. It's time for the story mission in Act 2, the Shepherd, and as usual we begin with the prep. In terms of weapons, the choice here is the same as for Act 1 story, an RGL. At the minimum you want your RGL at Blue Rarity and Punch 2 level, but Epic Rarity and Punch 3 upgrade will make you run an absolute breeze. To accompany the RGL you absolutely need a PhD Flopper and Speed Caller perks. Other perks are welcome too, especially Juggernog and Stamina, but it's the PhD and the speed that are essential. On top of all that, you want a selfie and a spare and several sentry guns. Those are not absolutely required, but they too make the run much easier, especially if you have 3 or more of them. Luckily, sentries are cheap at just 2k a pop, so they shouldn't be an issue. Whether to take a secondary weapon at all is totally up to you. I usually just bring the RGL as it's more than sufficient and pick something up on the map if I see a nice high rarity weapon. Once you feel like you are ready, head over to the mission icon marked Shepherd and call the exfil chopper at the red flare. Board the helo to be taken to a walled off version of Levin Resort where all the action is taking place this time. After a short flight you'll be able to leave the helo. Use your parachute to fly towards the main resort building leaning left. Once landed, proceed on foot keeping to the left side of the main entrance. 2 mission markers will point you to the zip lines in the main building, but you don't have to go to them. In fact, there's a whole lot of mercenaries right where the mission markers are, and you can avoid fighting them altogether by using zip lines on the outside of the building. There are mercs on the outside too, so try not to rush too much as they hit quite hard and can melt your armor very quickly. Take out any that threaten you as you make your way to the first zip. Once up on the first level, there'll be 2 mercenary snipers who are quite annoying. You can kill them or just run around the corner for the main zip line that takes you all the way up. Make sure you are fully plated and your weapon is reloaded before taking the zip. Once you get on the roof, you immediately face a number of mercenaries and they will likely be quite unhappy about your visit. Get your RGL to work until the immediate threat is removed. Don't bother trying to clear the whole area completely as new reinforcements will keep arriving non-stop. You'll find yourself next to one of the SEM sites that you need to destroy. Run up to it and interact to place an explosive. Then run towards another one using the structure in the middle as your cover. Keep killing the mercs that push you and make it to the second SAM. There's also a deadbolt turret on the roof too, so if you have any turret circuits and fancy it, use one and it will keep the whole area clear for you, but I personally find it faster to just blow the SAM sites up quickly and then bail. Once the second explosive is planted, jump off the roof and parachute over to the front yard. Zakaev will talk some trash to you and shortly after, a landing zone for the Neutralizer will be revealed and, surprise, you are already there.
Hot shot. Drone deploying flare above DZ. Area's clear. For now. Get there before Terminus does. Prototype is in your airspace. Arrival imminent.
A few mercs will spawn shortly, followed by a couple of zombies. Kill them quickly as the reinforcement healer with more mercs is coming already.
All stations, lock down that drop site. I want that package.
Once you deal with that threat, a large horde of zombies pops up and you need to take care of them as well. RGL should splatter all that very quickly and easily. Once you've cleared the area, you have an option to activate the ACV. There's also usually, though not always, but usually there's a buy station nearby. You can use it to buy any additional selfies or sentries or plates that you need. Once ready, activate the ACV, jump on top of it and put your sentries down, leaving one in reserve. The trip in front of you is longer and has more enemies than any escort contract, so the sentries will expire somewhere at the end of it. Right on top of the ACV with your RGL at hand. Regular zombies cannot really damage the ACV as long as it keeps moving, so don't worry much about them. Concentrate your fire on special zombies like Manglers and Disciples and mercenaries as well. Be a bit mindful with your RGL fire as it can and will damage your own sentries, so land your shots further away from the ACV. Try to stay on your ACV as much as possible, since the moment ACV stops, zombies will immediately start hammering it, doing some crazy damage, and you really want to avoid it. If you're on it though, they can barely scratch it, and if you go down, the ACV keeps moving and zombies actually de-aggro, giving you quite a bit of a breather. Either way, stay on the vehicle, jump off to collect plates and ammo, jump back and keep spamming your RGL. That's the gist here. The whole drive takes almost 4 minutes as you go from the 11 Resort front yard, around the building, through the construction zone behind it, to eventually arrive on the lawn by the beach, riddled with ether crystals. Once the ACV stops there, the option to activate the neutralizer appears. Doing so initiates the charging sequence and, of course, causes a new horde of zombies to spawn along with the mega abomination.
The prototype boot-up sequence takes a while. I want to track the undead like flies to a corpse.
Good news here is the mag is also tier 2, just like all other zombies in the mission, so it has significantly reduced health and overall weaker than its red zone variants. You may also notice a deadbolt turret not far away. Don't start celebrating, as the cake is a lie, it's just a mimic waiting for you to fall for a trick. Neutralizer charging process only takes a minute, during which you need to make sure it's not destroyed. Spamming grenades at and around ACV with your RGL works really good for that purpose. Once charging is complete, you'll be asked to detonate the neutralizer. Run up to it and interact with the panel at the backside, and the detonation will kill any zombies that are still alive, and the mission ends with a cinematic. As before, you can't skip the cinematic, otherwise you'll fail your run. Hope this was helpful, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.